For today's coaster review, I'll be reviewing Flying Cobras at Carrowinds. This is one of the best, in my personal top 5 coasters at Carrowinds, and that's surprising because this is a boomerang. But in my opinion, it actually is my favorite boomerang. It's definitely the smoothest. It definitely has the best restraints, and it just looks the best. It's just this. I just like it better than all the other boomerangs. All the other boomerangs aren't really that good, except one other one. I'm not gonna tell you, but most of the other ones are not really good at all. Except this one. This one's actually really good. So what I'll be doing today is just be talking about this coaster, going through every single part about this coaster and what I liked about it, and just giving you in depth my thoughts. So yeah, and this coaster is very short. It is a very weird, but it's still a very, just like all boomerangs, one of the most cloned coasters out there. So let's start with the stats. It is located at Carrowinds, and it is a great ride. The manufacturer of this coaster is Vekoma. It is 116 feet tall. It's 47 miles per hour. The angle of descent is 65 degrees, and it is only 935 feet long. Just because it is a very, it's a long ride, but it just has a very long length because it goes around it multiple times. So what I'll be just starting right now is be starting from the station when you leave it, go up the hill, and then you just go through everything else and just talking about each element and how I thought of it, and just giving you my personal thoughts on each element. So you're going to go up the lift hill. It's very slow, but you're actually going to go up it backwards, so you get a great view of the park. Especially great views of Fury 325, which is the tallest coaster in the park. And you're going to go up it, and you're going to hang down for a little bit going backwards, and then you're going to go down this drop, which it just drops you down and you go facing forward, and then you're going to go through this very fun Cobra roll. Now, I would say it's actually the worst part of the ride just because it's a Cobra roll, and that's including the forwards and backwards, but it's probably the roughest part of the ride, and it's actually not really rough because this coaster isn't really rough at all, but it still is the roughest part of the ride. And then you're gonna go through this loop. It's a very solid element, probably the best part of the ride actually. This coaster really isn't intense. It's kind of intense in some parts, but not really as intense as some other coasters. And then you're gonna go back up this lift hill, and then you're gonna go up it. And it's just gonna get you up a little bit more, so you can go back and go through that whole thing backwards again. Very fun sequence. Definitely does get old for some coasters, but I mean, for most of the coasters, most of the boomerang coasters, when they're rough, it's not really good at going backwards at all. But in my opinion, having the backwards, I would say that the backwards is a little worser than the front forwards. But that's just my opinion. It's not. My opinion isn't the opinion that everybody needs to know, but yeah, so you're gonna go through the loop, and then you're gonna go through the corkscrew, both of those being backwards. Okay elements. And then you're gonna go through the station, slow down a lot, and you're gonna go and end your ride. This is a great coaster. I mean, it definitely is not. It's probably my best boomerang, and that's not really saying too much, but it still is a good ride. And then, of course, this coaster used to be called a different name. It didn't used to be called Flying Cobras, but now they changed it. They changed the name, the color scheme, and like with a whole new county fair area. So it looks way better now, in my opinion. It definitely does look better. The color scheme looks a little better than the old one, in my opinion, but it's just my opinion. So yeah, it's time for the overall score for this coaster. I'm actually gonna give it a very solid 7. This is a good coaster, guys. If you're at Carrowinds and you can only ride 5 coasters, definitely ride this coaster, or maybe just or you don't have to, because if you haven't ridden boomerangs, definitely ride this in your top 5. If you have, just skip it, just because it's basically the same thing. It's the same thing as another boomerang, except better, the best, way smoother, and has better restraints. But that's all I have to say for you guys today on Flying Cobras. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys later.